another YouTube video, everybody. I'm sewing today. As you can see, I'm wearing the measuring tape. I'm wearing the seam ripper. So you know this is another sewing video. There's an interesting pile of stuff on the counter behind me here. What could it be? What could it be? Oh, well, if you've watched a bunch of my previous videos, you've probably heard me talk about this fabulous band called October Noir. And I get to make them something today, which is really exciting. So Tom Noir asked me to make him a guitar strap or a bass strap. I don't know if they're different things. I don't know what I'm doing. It's fine. So anyways, we talked about it on the phone and on the internet. And I think I have a pile of stuff that he's really going to like. And have I ever made a guitar strap before? No, I have not. Do I know what I'm doing? No, I do not. But that's exactly what it's like every single time that I sew. I'm like, I'm going to make a thing. Is it going to work out? I have no idea. So we just keep at it until it works out and looks fabulous. And I'm really excited about this. I get to use all the fun supplies. Let me show you. Okay, so here's my pile of stuff. I don't know if I'm going to need it all. We're going to find out. So we've got some black upholstery velvet. We've got some green upholstery velvet. I don't think I'm going to use that. I think I'm going to end up with this one. I've got an old guitar strap that I'm going to rip apart for hardware. This is a guitar strap for reference that I borrowed from a friend. This one's 2 inches wide. This one's 3 inches wide. And he wanted the 3-inch wide, which is why I have to rob the hardware off of this. So that's pretty exciting. I have a roll of 3-inch wide black webbing. I have this clasp thing. I have this thing. I don't know if I'm going to need that. I have a roll of chain. Focus. There we go. I have a roll of chain. I have these different kinds of ivy. We're going to do like a green ivy nature-y thing. I've got some D-rings. I've got some aviation snips. I've got a bucket of autopsy thread, some pliers, some pins. Oh, and this is my very messy leather working table right now because we're going to have to get some leather to make the ends because whatever this foamy shit isn't going to cut it. So, I don't know. Let's get started and see what happens. All right, so now we have this. Isn't it exciting? Yay! I cut a strip of velvet and I marked seam allowances on it. So now we're going to head over to Scary Baby and actually make this 3 inches. And it better be 3 inches bang on or it's not going to fit this. Okay, so now we have this so far. So I've spaced out these D-rings and this is sewn. I showed you that already. And I drafted the pattern for these leather tabs and I cut them out. So now I'm going to work on stitching these down and then I get to sew this to this. And I got to figure out, I got to take this apart too and figure out how to get this hardware off and somehow put that hardware on this. So those are my next steps. Let's do it. All right, update time. So now we have this, which looks literally exactly the same. This is black velvet though. See, it's black velvet. It's sewn onto the webbing. So we've got these on the back. So now I think I'm going to take these leather tabs and hole punch them and attach them to here and figure that out. And then I can actually start decorating. Oh my God, I'm so excited. This has been so much work so far. I know it doesn't look like it, but like precise cutting is a thing. All right, so strap check-in again. We now have this. Hopefully that's right. I just riveted that together. And then this is the, see? This is the adjustable part. So we now have most of, whoops, it's falling off the table. Okay. We now have most of a black velvet strap. So I just have to measure, because it has to be 60 inches at the shortest, 65 at the longest. So I have to measure and then figure out how much of this I need to cut off. And then I'm going to sew that onto there with the machine, and then I get to actually start decorating. Finally. right, you guys, now we have this. I did this. I thought this looked pretty good. That's the basic layout. And I'm going to stitch this down with black hand sewing thread first, and then I'm going to go over it with the autopsy thread. This is my waxed autopsy thread, and these are my beautiful antique autopsy needles, which I'm going to use to stitch it as well. And I don't break these out for just anybody, so you know this is special. I'm so excited. It's starting to actually look like something. You guys, the ivy is finally stitched down. That took way longer than I would have liked it to, but it's very frustrating. It's a very frustrating process, but it is done. And so far, everything looks really great. So we're about to start the autopsy stitching, which I'm really excited about because I almost never get to use these needles. I do have some modern autopsy needles that I use on most things because I don't want to use the antique ones on everything. Also, you do not want to stab yourself with an antique autopsy needle, I promise, which is why I have the new ones, because that's how I taught myself. But yeah, this is a special project, so we're breaking out the good stuff. So let me show you. All right, so here we are. This is entirely stitched down now. Thank goodness. Ignore the cord. It's just my phone charging cord. Can I get the whole strap in? Almost. There we go. That's the whole thing. So now, autopsy thread and autopsy needles. Don't stab yourself. Right, it's done. Well, not the whole strap, but the autopsy stitching is done. Look at how cool this looks. I love this. All the way down to the end. I love how it just goes off in like random directions and makes its own branches. I thought that was really, really cool. So now autopsy needles have gone away and we're going to do the chain. Okay, more hand sewing. Let's get to it. God, you guys, I finished it. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about the amount of hand sewing that was in that. And also the fact that that was extremely frustrating. Like everything about that, like literally every single thing about that was extremely frustrating because the thread kept getting caught on the ivy, getting caught on the chain was getting caught on the ivy, just everything was getting tangled with itself. So it was a whole thing. But I think it looks absolutely fantastic. So let me just show it to you. Hang on. Here it is, you guys. Is this not beautiful? I'm so happy with it. It was like I said, a crazy amount of work and a crazy amount of hand stitching. You wouldn't necessarily think so because it's just a guitar strap, but my God, the work in this thing. I don't know if I can back up far enough to get the whole thing in. Can I do it? Am I tall enough? And back down again. It turned out so good. I'm so happy with it. guys the making start to finish of a guitar strap for Tom Noir of October Noir. I love it. I honestly was really unsure about this project when I started it. I was like, I don't know, I've never made a guitar strap before, but I mean, that doesn't stop me. Most of the shit that I make, I've never made before, and I just figure it out as I go. But I'm very unfamiliar with guitars, which makes me nervous. And obviously I couldn't have like meetings with him in person, which made me nervous. And also like sewing plastic ivy to this made me nervous. But we figured it out, the whole thing. Also, the adjustability thing made me nervous too, because it's not adjustable in the way that a normal guitar strap would be. Like, I understand how to do that, but this was a whole mental thing that took a lot of mental sewing tetras, I guess you'd say, to figure it out. So anyway, there you have it. I hope you liked this video. And if you did, you can give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to my channel, if you haven't already, that would be amazing. Please go subscribe to October Noir's channel. They have one on YouTube as well where they post their music and stuff, and it's utterly fantastic. I listen to it a lot while I sew, so you should go do that. If you want to buy me a Ko-fi, you can. It's ko-fi.com/MadamAbsinthe. If you want to follow me or October Noir or Tom Noir on any of the social medias, we're going to list them all below for you so you can follow us and stalk us in all of the places. That would be fantastic. And I think that's it, you guys. Let me know what you thought of the guitar strap, and I will see you all around for my next fabulous sewing video.